If we had to pick the greatest and most mysterious architectural achievement of humanity, the Great Pyramids of Giza would definitely be a top candidate. Along with the Great Sphinx, these colossal monuments have inspired countless adventure movies, horror stories, and endless legends. According to mainstream archaeology, the Giza pyramids were built around 4,500 years ago, roughly in 2500 BCE. But there are many theories suggesting they could be as old as 12,000 years, or even older, dating back to a prehistoric civilization that existed before ancient Egyptians as we know them. To this day, no official explanation fully solves the many mysteries surrounding these pyramids. From an architectural and construction standpoint, the puzzles they present continue to baffle scientists and historians. First, it's estimated that about 2.4 million blocks of stone were used to build the pyramids, with each block weighing on average between 2 and 4 tons, and some as heavy as 15 tons. Imagine, in the middle of the desert, how ancient people could have transported and precisely positioned such massive stones to create such a monumental structure. Many theories have been suggested, from using barges on the Nile River to simple levers and ramps, but none fully satisfy modern engineering experts. Second, the design of the Giza complex is remarkably unique. The pyramids have no internal framework like modern buildings. Instead, the enormous stone blocks are cut and fitted so precisely that they provide incredible stability and durability. What's even more surprising is that inside the pyramids there are no religious symbols or hieroglyphs, which is unusual because ancient Egyptians normally decorated tombs extensively with carvings and inscriptions. This has led some to speculate that the pyramids may not have been built by ancient Egyptians at all. Also, while the pyramids appear to have 4 sides, in reality each pyramid has 8 faces due to subtle concave indentations on each side that create this 8-sided shape. This is an advanced architectural technique that even modern engineers find difficult to replicate perfectly. Third, the location of the Giza Pyramid complex is extremely special. It sits precisely at the intersection of the longest latitude and longitude lines on Earth, essentially at the geographical center of the African continent and the planet. Even more fascinating is that the 3 largest pyramids, Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure, are aligned perfectly not only with each other on the ground, but also with 3 stars in Orion's belt in the night sky. Astronomers also note that the entire complex is aligned to true north with remarkable precision, making it the most accurate north-facing structure in the world, despite being thousands of years old. This raises the big question: how did ancient people, over 4,000 years ago, manage to achieve such precise orientation and surveying without modern technology? It's one of the greatest mysteries that still puzzles researchers. A new hypothesis from Egyptian archaeologist Zahi Hawass suggests that the Great Sphinx was carved from a natural limestone outcrop before the surrounding sand covered it, meaning it could date back to around 12,000 years ago, predating the ancient Egyptian civilization. Moreover, archaeologists found sediment layers around the pyramids up to 4.3 meters thick, containing fossilized shells dating back 10,000 to 16,000 years. This evidence suggests the pyramids and the Sphinx might be far older than traditionally believed, possibly built at least 12,000 years ago. If this is true, then these massive monuments were not constructed by ancient Egyptians, but by an earlier, now lost civilization, maybe even one wiped out by cataclysmic events. So, Who exactly built these monumental structures, if not the ancient Egyptians? This question has sparked endless debates and fascinating theories. One popular idea is that these pyramids were constructed by a highly advanced prehistoric civilization, far more technologically sophisticated than we usually give credit for. Some researchers even link this lost civilization to the legendary Atlantis, said to have sunk beneath the waves in a massive flood thousands of years ago. There are reports of giant skeletons discovered around the world, dating back about 12,500 years, with heights ranging from 4 to 12 meters. Imagine beings that tall building such enormous pyramids. To them, these structures might have been like modern skyscrapers to us. If true, this would mean the pyramids we see today are remnants of a far older, forgotten age. Meanwhile, smaller pyramids in the Giza area could have been built by the ancient Egyptians themselves, possibly using knowledge or technologies passed down from this lost civilization. But here's the kicker. The largest blocks used in the Great Pyramid weigh up to 250 tons each. Even with all the cranes and machinery we have today, moving such massive stones would be nearly impossible. How could people from thousands of years ago achieve this without modern tools? This mystery pushes some scientists to believe that civilizations with technology surpassing ours once existed on Earth, only to vanish without a trace. There's also some intriguing archaeological evidence supporting the idea of ancient advanced knowledge. In 1968, an American collector named William Masterman found a 5 centimeter thick stone engraved with a fossilized footprint of a human alongside a fossil of a trilobite, a creature believed extinct for over 250 million years. How could a fossilized footprint of a human be found next to such an ancient creature? This paradox challenges the conventional timeline of human evolution. Moreover, some ancient artifacts seem to depict technologies far ahead of their time. For example, in Peru, a 30,000-year-old carved stone shows a figure holding what looks like a modern telescope, observing stars and planets. There are even images that resemble blood transfusions. If these artifacts are authentic, they suggest that ancient peoples had knowledge and technologies far beyond what historians have accepted. Another remarkable discovery comes from a French nuclear power plant that imported uranium ore from Gabon, Africa, in 1972. Scientists found traces of an ancient natural nuclear reactor on the site, a huge fission reactor that operated around 1.8 billion years ago and lasted nearly 500,000 years. The complexity and efficiency of this natural reactor are so sophisticated that modern scientists struggle to replicate it. It's proof that nature or ancient civilizations had mastered nuclear technology long before us. Such findings are scattered across the globe, hinting at multiple lost advanced civilizations that rose and fell repeatedly throughout Earth's history. The truth about our origins might be far more complicated and mysterious than the neat timelines presented in textbooks. Those who dare to question mainstream history and examine new archaeological discoveries with an open mind may uncover startling truths about humanity's past. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the most famous figures connected to ancient Egypt, Pharaoh Tutankhamun, often simply called King Tut. His story is as mysterious and fascinating as the pyramids themselves. Tutankhamun ascended to the throne at a very young age, around 9 or 10 years old, and ruled during Egypt's 18th dynasty, roughly between 1341 and 1324 BCE. Despite his brief reign of about 10 years, he remains one of the most famous pharaohs in history, largely because of the discovery of his nearly intact tomb in 1922. What makes Tutankhamun's story so intriguing is the many mysteries surrounding his life and death. He was the son of Akhenaten, a controversial pharaoh who tried to shift Egyptian religion to worship a single god, Aten. This religious upheaval caused significant social and political unrest. When Tutankhamun became pharaoh, he reversed many of his father's reforms and restored the old polytheistic beliefs. But his health was fragile. Studies of his mummy show he suffered from physical disabilities, including a deformed foot that likely caused him to limp. DNA tests revealed that his parents were siblings, which may explain some of his health problems. He also showed signs of malaria and epilepsy, and his death at around 19 years old remains a subject of intense debate. Some theories suggest he was murdered, but recent CT scans indicate he might have died from complications of a leg fracture infected with malaria. Despite his youth and physical weaknesses, his tomb was filled with incredible treasures: gold masks, jewelry, weapons, and everyday items designed to accompany him into the afterlife. The tomb's discovery stunned the world and ignited imaginations everywhere. But the excavation of King Tut's tomb also fueled tales of a curse, stories of mysterious deaths and misfortunes striking those involved in the discovery. Lord Carnarvon, the tomb's sponsor, died suddenly of an infected mosquito bite shortly after the tomb was opened. Others who entered the tomb reportedly fell ill or died under stranger circumstances, fueling the legend of the pharaoh's curse. While some dismiss these stories as coincidence or superstition, the mystery endures. Further adding to the intrigue, within Tutankhamun's tomb were found two daggers, one with a golden blade, the other made of iron. Iron was a rare and precious metal in the ancient Egypt, mostly sourced from meteorites. This has led to speculation that some of Tutankhamun's artifacts may have had extraterrestrial origins. The golden mask of Tutankhamun shows a young man with idealized royal features: strong jaw, full lips, and the iconic false beard, capturing the imagination of historians and the public alike. Advanced 3D scans and forensic reconstructions of his face give us a glimpse into what the young pharaoh looked like in life. Despite all we know, many questions remain. How exactly did Tutankhamun die? What secrets does his tomb still hold? Why was such a minor pharaoh buried with so much wealth? These unanswered questions keep researchers digging deeper, hoping to unlock more secrets of ancient Egypt. Exploring the pyramids and the tombs isn't easy. Many researchers who've ventured inside the Great Pyramid or other ancient burial chambers have reported strange, sometimes dangerous experiences. There are countless stories of explorers, tomb robbers, and scientists who faced mysterious illnesses or even death after disturbing these ancient sites. Some say it's due to a curse placed on the tombs to protect the treasures inside. In 1922, when Howard Carter discovered King Tutankhamun's tomb in the Valley of the Kings, the excitement quickly turned into fear. Shortly after the tomb was opened, Lord Carnarvon, who funded the expedition, died from blood poisoning caused by a mosquito bite. This fueled the legend of the curse of the pharaoh. Over the next few years, a number of people involved in the excavation also died unexpectedly. Some suffered from nervous disorders, others from mysterious illnesses. These deaths were so frequent that newspapers sensationalized the curse, stirring public imagination worldwide. Scientists have since offered their explanations, such as exposure to ancient mold or bacteria inside the tombs, but no one can say for certain. In 1924, an English biologist took a group into a tomb and later committed suicide. The psychological toll on those who enter these chambers has been well documented. Even museum directors and archaeologists who frequently handled mummies and artifacts have sometimes fallen ill or died under suspicious circumstances. Some researchers suggest that the tombs might harbor ancient toxic fungi or bacteria that could cause respiratory infections or worse. In recent decades, studies have confirmed that certain ancient pathogens can survive thousands of years in tomb environments, posing health risks to modern explorers. This could partly explain the mysterious illnesses linked to the tombs, although it doesn't fully explain the legend of curses. On the other hand, some believe the curses are real, not supernatural spells, but advanced bioweapons created by ancient civilizations to protect their secrets. This theory suggests that poisons or toxic spores were deliberately placed in tombs as a defense mechanism. Modern science is only beginning to understand the ancient Egyptians' knowledge of biology and chemistry, which might have been far more advanced than previously thought. There is also speculation about pyramid energy, mysterious fields of radiation, electromagnetic waves, or other phenomena generated by the pyramid's unique structure and materials. Some researchers propose that these energy fields could have had healing properties or even been used as weapons, further adding to the mystery. Though the true nature of these phenomena remains unclear, they help explain why the pyramids have long been a source of fascination, fear, and speculation. Visiting the pyramids today, you can still feel the weight of history and mystery hanging in the air, a reminder that we've only just begun to scratch the surface of their secrets. The mysteries of the Great Pyramid and the Sphinx didn't stop with ancient times. Even famous historical figures were drawn to their secrets. In 1798, Napoleon Bonaparte led a military expedition to Egypt, eager to expand French influence in the region. But beyond his military ambitions, Napoleon was fascinated by Egypt's ancient wonders. He brought along scientists, scholars, and archaeologists to study the pyramids and decipher their secrets. One of the most significant finds during this expedition was the Rosetta Stone, which helped unlock the ancient Egyptian writing system, hieroglyphics. Legend has it that Napoleon spent a night alone inside the king's chamber of the Great Pyramid, a place said to be shrouded in mystery. When he emerged the next morning, his face was pale and his expression dark. He refused to talk about what he had experienced inside. Years later, a close friend asked Napoleon what happened that night. After hesitation, Napoleon simply shook his head and said he wouldn't speak of it. Many believe that Napoleon witnessed something extraordinary or even terrifying inside the pyramid, an encounter that forever changed him. He wasn't the only one to have strange experiences inside. In the 1930s, a British journalist spent a night in the same chamber and described seeing ghostly apparitions and feeling paralyzed by an unseen force. He spoke of visions of priests in ancient robes and mysterious passageways leading to otherworldly realms. Though these stories might sound like fiction, they highlight the enduring mystery and spiritual significance that pyramids hold for many. Modern scientists have discovered the electrical fields inside certain chambers of the Great Pyramid, as well as radiation that could cause physical sensations or hallucinations. NASA researchers have even studied the unique energy signatures inside pyramid structures, hoping to understand their potential uses. Another curious fact is that the upper parts of the Great Pyramid seem older than the lower parts. Some theories suggest the pyramid may have been built in stages or even moved into place using technologies now lost to history. Whatever the truth, the pyramids continue to captivate people around the world. Some believe these structures were built as tombs. Others think they served as ancient power plants or even gateways to other dimensions. The idea that the pyramids were designed by a highly advanced civilization from a lost continent like Atlantis continues to fascinate and provoke debate. The Great Pyramid is a testament not only to human ingenuity but also to the vast unknowns still surrounding our past. Now, let's dive deeper into the fascinating idea that the Great Pyramid contains hidden messages, encoded prophecies embedded within its design and measurements. Over the years, many researchers have studied the pyramid's dimensions, angles, and internal structures, searching for patterns that could reveal secret knowledge. One notable investigator, engineer David Davidson, spent 25 years analyzing the Great Pyramid. He published his findings in a book filled with detailed diagrams, archaeological data, historical research, and astronomical charts. Davidson argued that the pyramid's measurements aren't random. Instead, they encode important historical and cosmic information, possibly predicting major events in human history. Similarly, astronomers like John and Kathleen Worsley dedicated decades to studying the pyramid's alignments with the stars and planets. They suggested that the pyramids were constructed to track Earth's axial precession, the slow wobble of our planet's rotation axis over thousands of years. This means the pyramids weren't just tombs or monuments, but sophisticated astronomical instruments designed to mark time and perhaps guide spiritual journeys. One remarkable discovery is that the pyramid's layout aligns with the North Pole's position at different times in history, past, present, and even future. Thousands of years ago, the North Pole pointed to different stars, and the pyramids seem to reflect this cosmic shift, as if built to capture the soul's path through time and space. Some even propose that the pyramids encode a roadmap for the evolution of human consciousness, a guide to the soul's progress beyond physical life. If true, this elevates the pyramids from simple monuments to profound spiritual symbols, containing ancient wisdom about life, death, and rebirth. While many mainstream scientists remain skeptical of these ideas, the sheer precision and complexity of the pyramids continue to inspire wonder and investigation. Each new theory adds layers to the enigma, pushing us to rethink what we know about our ancestors and their knowledge. So, are the pyramids a cosmic clock, a spiritual gateway, or a message from a lost civilization? The answer is still out there, waiting for us to uncover. The Great Pyramid is much more than just an architectural wonder. It's a symbol of mystery that continues to challenge our understanding of history, science, and spirituality. Countless explorers, scientists, and historians have tried to unlock its secrets, yet many questions remain unanswered. Some believe that inside the pyramid lie hidden chambers and tunnels, still undiscovered, that could reveal more about its true purpose. Others argue that the pyramid was built to harness energy, a kind of ancient power plant, converting cosmic or earth energies into usable forms. This theory suggests that the pyramid's shape, materials, and location were carefully chosen to create unique energetic effects, some of which modern scientists are only beginning to understand. In fact, experiments have shown that the pyramid-shaped structures can preserve organic materials longer, sharpen razor blades, and even influence water's molecular structure. These effects are still not fully explained by science, but they add an intriguing dimension to the pyramid's mystery. Beyond physical science, the Great Pyramid holds a place in spiritual and mystical traditions worldwide. It has been linked to concepts like the sacred geometry that underlies the universe, patterns and ratios found in everything from crystals to galaxies. Many esoteric teachings regard the pyramid as a symbol of the journey toward enlightenment, with its ascending chambers representing spiritual ascension. The Sphinx, too, plays a key role, often seen as a guardian, a symbol of wisdom, or a mysterious link between human and divine knowledge. Despite the centuries of study, the Great Pyramid continues to captivate the imagination, inspiring stories, legends, and countless theories. It stands as a reminder that the past is far richer and more complex than we often realize. Unlocking the pyramid's secrets could change how we view human history, technology, and spirituality forever. So, whether you see it as a tomb, a cosmic calendar, or a spiritual gateway, the Great Pyramid remains one of humanity's greatest and most enduring mysteries. The story of the Great Pyramid isn't just about stones and stars. It's also about the people who lived during that time and the rulers who shaped Egypt's destiny. One such figure is Pharaoh Akhenaten, known for his radical religious reforms. He tried to replace Egypt's traditional polytheistic beliefs with the worship of a single sun god, Aten. This change caused major upheaval and division within Egyptian society. After Akhenaten's death, his son Tutankhamun reversed these reforms and restored the old ways. This period was turbulent politically and socially, with power struggles and shifts in religious practices. Tutankhamun himself was a product of this complex era. His lineage, health problems, and short reign all reflect the instability of the time. Interestingly, DNA studies reveal he was the result of sibling parents, a practice not uncommon among royalty to keep the bloodline pure, but which also contributed to his physical ailments. The young king's untimely death, at around 19 years old, left many questions unanswered, fueling speculation about assassination or accidental causes. His tomb, discovered centuries later, contained thousands of artifacts, a snapshot of royal life, culture, and beliefs from a time of change. The treasures included not only jewelry and weapons, but also items hinting at advanced craftsmanship and possibly foreign influences. For example, some weapons found in his tomb were made of iron, a metal rare and precious in Egypt at the time, often thought to have come from meteorites. This suggests connections or trade with other cultures, or even unknown technologies. The mysterious curse of King Tut's tomb added to his legend. Many who entered his burial site reportedly suffered strange illnesses or accidents, sparking stories of supernatural retribution. Though science provides explanations involving ancient pathogens, the allure of curses and mysticism remains strong in popular culture. Studying Tutankhamun gives us a glimpse into the human side of these ancient mysteries, the lives, struggles, and legacies behind the monumental stone monuments. It reminds us that history isn't just about grand structures, but the people whose stories are etched within them. Beyond the pyramids and pharaohs, ancient Egypt's archaeological sites have continued to reveal astounding discoveries that challenge our understanding of history. One such example is the wealth of artifacts that have survived thousands of years: jewelry, pottery, tools, and even everyday household items, giving us insight into ancient daily life. Among these discoveries, there are objects that seem almost too advanced or out of place for their time. For instance, ancient texts and carvings depict technologies and medical practices that modern scientists are only now beginning to understand. Some carvings even appear to show surgical procedures and medical instruments resembling tools used in today's hospitals. These findings suggest the ancient Egyptians had sophisticated knowledge of anatomy and medicine. Moreover, there are ancient texts hinting at advanced engineering concepts and possibly lost technologies. It's fascinating to think that much of what we attribute to modern invention might have roots in these ancient civilizations. Also intriguing are the recent studies of the so called pyramid energy, subtle electromagnetic fields or vibrations generated by the unique geometry and materials of the pyramids. Experiments have shown that placing organic materials, such as fruits or even razor blades, inside pyramid shaped structures can preserve or alter them in unusual ways. While these effects are still not fully explained, they hint at a science intertwined with spirituality and architecture. These discoveries remind us that history is not just a linear timeline, but a complex web of knowledge, some of which we might have lost or forgotten over millennia. It invites us to look beyond textbooks and conventional narratives, to remain curious and open to the possibilities of our shared human past. Exploring ancient Egypt is a journey into the unknown, one that continues to inspire awe and wonder. As we wrap up our journey through the mysteries of the Great Pyramid, the Sphinx, and ancient Egypt, one thing is clear: these wonders still hold many secrets waiting to be uncovered. Their construction showcases not only incredible engineering skills, but also deep astronomical knowledge and spiritual significance. From the alignment with stars to the precise positioning on Earth, these monuments continue to amaze scientists and explorers alike. The legends of curses, lost civilizations, and advanced technologies spark our imagination and push us to question what we think we know about history. Whether built by the ancient Egyptians or a forgotten civilization, the pyramids stand as timeless testaments to human ambition and mystery. And while modern science advances, new questions emerge, reminding us that history is a living, breathing story, open to discovery. If the pyramids could speak, what would they tell us? Perhaps they hold answers to humanity's greatest questions about origin, purpose, and destiny. Thank you for joining this exploration. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think? Were the pyramids' tombs energy generators or something even more mysterious? Stay curious, and until next time, keep exploring the wonders of our world.